90.2%. Take a second to let that number sink in. Imagine you're looking down at the Earth from above. What does that staggering number actually represent? Well, it's the percentage of our subject today covered by untouched, pristine rainforest. That is literally the highest proportion of forest cover of any single nation on the planet.
Today, we are diving into an explainer on Suriname, the Amazon's hidden tapestry. And we're going to explore a deeply fascinating question together. How exactly did a remote, densely forested patch of northern South America become the most diverse slice of Asia, Africa, and Europe on Earth? It's an incredible story of nature, of dark history, and ultimately of beautiful human fusion. Part 1. The greenest nation on Earth, an untouched paradise. We're starting our journey high above the Guiana Shield. Looking down, it's just this seemingly endless, unbroken sea of green. You've got the meandering, powerful waters of the Kapanam River cutting right through it, rising all the way up to the towering peak of the Julianatop Mountain at over 1,200 meters. It's this awe-inspiring, ancient landscape that completely immerses you in the raw, quiet power of nature. And because of that massive, dense canopy, the country has achieved something that's almost unheard of today. They've been running a carbon-negative economy since 2014. Let's just pause for a second to really appreciate that. In our modern industrial world, for a nation to absorb more carbon than it emits is an exceptionally rare triumph. Now, what's truly staggering here is the sheer volume of life hiding within this expansive wilderness. Deep inside the central Suriname Nature Reserve, which is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, by the way, scientists cataloged 1,378 species in a single 3-week expedition. They discovered 60 previously unknown species. We're talking towering, legally protected snakewood trees and the brilliant endemic blue poison dart frog. It is a literal tropical Eden. Part 2. Forged in dark history. The currents that brought the world here. But when we look beneath the canopy to understand the human element, the tone of our story definitely shifts. Back in the 1600s, European powers were fiercely contesting this fertile coast. And there was this monumental trade made during the 1667 Treaty of Breda. The Dutch decided they wanted to keep this highly lucrative sugar plantation colony. In exchange, they gave the English a little trading post in North America called New Amsterdam, a place we know today as New York. Crazy, right? You see, the vast wealth of that Dutch colony was, tragically, built on the horrifying cruelty of the transatlantic slave trade. Around 300,000 enslaved Africans were brought to Suriname. But out of this brutal system came an unbelievable story of human resilience. The Maroons. These are the descendants of enslaved Africans who managed to escape those harsh coastal plantations. They fled deep into the South American rainforest and forged entirely new, highly successful, independent tribes. Groups like the Sarmacans and Nduka used their resilience and knowledge to create a unique culture in the dense jungle that is still thriving today. Let's see how this builds, because following the abolition of slavery in 1863, the Dutch needed a new workforce for their commodity crops. So ships started arriving carrying contracted, indentured servants from British India, from the Dutch East Indies, which is modern-day Indonesia, and laborers from China. This massive global migration forever changed the very DNA of the nation. Part 3. The Tapestry of Paramaribo, a capital of extreme diversity. All of those global currents eventually wash ashore in one incredibly vibrant place, the central market of Paramaribo. The kinetic energy of these streets is just wild. It's a breathtaking cultural fusion, all framed by a stunning UNESCO-recognized inner city filled with wooden Dutch colonial architecture. And what's amazing is that nearly half of the entire country's population lives right here, in this single coastal city. So when we look at the demographics, this isn't just dry statistics, it is the recipe for an unparalleled human fusion. You've got the Hindustani population at 27.4%, Maroons at 21.7%, Creoles at 15.7%, Javanese at 13.7%, along with a vibrant mix of indigenous, Chinese, and European communities. Notice that no single ethnic group forms a majority. It's a true, beautiful mosaic. And you can literally hear this diverse history humming in the streets. It's a complete symphony of languages. Dutch is the official language of government, education, and media. That actually makes Suriname the surprisingly sole independent nation outside Europe where Dutch is the prevailing language. Yet, it sits right alongside Suriname, which is the widely used English-based Creole lingua franca. Plus, you'll hear Suriname Hindustani, Surinamese Javanese, Hakka, and ancient indigenous and Maroon languages all weaving together. And this brilliantly illustrates the harmony that emerges from all this diversity. Right in the center of Paramaribo, a historic Islamic mosque and a historic Jewish synagogue sit directly side by side. They are so remarkably close that they actually share a parking facility during their respective religious rites. It's a profound daily reality of coexistence that you just rarely see anywhere else in the world.
Part 4. Gold, Oil, and Future. Balancing Wealth and Wilderness.
Like any developing nation, Suriname has to navigate the complex economic realities of the 21st century. How exactly does a nation fund its future while protecting its natural heritage? The bauxite industry of the past is gone. Today, gold exports are the massive primary engine, making up between 60 and 80% of all export earnings. Alongside that is oil extraction, driven heavily by the national oil company Staatsolie, and finally, agriculture mixed with a vital, growing ecotourism sector. Which brings us to the ultimate tension, the paradox of modern Suriname. On one hand, you have this massive ecotourism potential and a carbon-negative conservation model trying to protect the world's most intact rainforest. But on the other side of the scale, you have severe environmental degradation driven by extensive, unchecked illegal gold mining using mercury, especially down along the rivers bordering French Guiana. It's an impartial reality we have to look at, the lucrative allure of resource extraction constantly pulling against the need for pristine environmental preservation. Which leaves us with this final, provocative thought. How will the Amazon's most diverse and forested nation balance its golden earth with its green crown? Suriname is a beautiful paradox, a true hidden gem of South America, and a mesmerizing story of human and natural history that is still being written today. Thanks for joining me for this explainer. Keep exploring, keep learning, and I'll catch you next time.